Hey, Auto One, in our first demonstration this morning, we're going to be looking at door lock and hinge lubrication. And all of the door hinges on a vehicle, all of the locks on the vehicle, over time will get sticky and corroded, and we want to lubricate them. If you have to replace a hinge on a door, it's usually really expensive. We usually have to have a body shop do it because they've got a door setting fixture that's going to get that door back on properly. So we want to avoid that because it's a lot of cost. And so we have a couple lubricants here. First, Triflow is a really good lubricant. WD-40 works. I like this better. I think it's a better lubricant, but just my opinion. It is pretty expensive. You can get it at any parts store. This is white grease or lithium-based grease, and it's for more rubbing parts, but they're not what we would call high friction parts where we need a moly-based black grease. So we're going to use this Triflow, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to walk over here first, and I'm just going to lubricate this door lock by putting the straw right inside the lock, and I'm just going to spray some Triflow right in there, and I'm going to take my rag and wipe it off so it doesn't drip everywhere. Sometimes you'll have a key that's really sticky, and if you'll go ahead and lubricate that, it will loosen up very, very nicely. And I'm going to take the camera, and I'm going to walk over and open the door. Hopefully I can do this carefully without disconnecting or making you seasick. And I'm going to come over here to the door. As you can see, and right here is the latch mechanism right up in here. And I'm going to go ahead and take my Triflow, and I'm just going to flood that and just spray all up in there. And I've had really good success doing this. I'm going to wipe off the extra here. And I've had really good success just that helping the door to open really, really easy. The next thing I'm going to do is come over here into the door jamb, and you can see somebody has taken and put some white grease up in here already. First, I'm going to hit this with the Triflow because the Triflow is a sort of a real clean lubricant, thin. It'll sort of clean things out. This is a hinge pin in here, and there's a hinge right back over there, and there's another one right back over there, and then down here there's two more. So hopefully you can see what I'm doing up there, spraying it on those hinge pins there, and this one down here. And then I'm going to go ahead and take my white grease here and come back in here, and again, hopefully not make you seasick. And I'm going to put some white grease on this rubbing arm. This arm rubs on this roller right in here, and I'm going to try and get a bunch of grease in on that roller. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. So when the door closes, you can see that mechanism on that roller, and you can kind of hear it's a little rough. So I'm going to try and get a little more lubricant up in there on that roller. Hopefully I can. And as you might expect, it gets a little messy, so I'm going to grab my rag and kind of wipe my hands off. But back in there, we'll take a look at that guy as that's rolling in there, okay? And that usually does the trick to keep those lubricated and working well. On a little bit older cars, I'll even take the Triflow and come around over here to the ignition. Hopefully you can see it right. Sorry. Right there. And I'll even spray some right inside the cylinder. Now, probably better to put the rag down ahead of time so it doesn't smell up in the interior or drip on the interior, although I do have a mat down there. And if you have a door at home with hinges that's squeaky and you want to quiet it up, you can do the same. So I can go around to each door here. This one has these fun suicide doors. And actually, I lubricated this one up earlier today. And down here is a latch mechanism. And then up here is a latch mechanism. And I just went ahead and just doused them with Triflow. And now this one opens really easy. And I was struggling to open that earlier. You can go back and lubricate the tailgate hinges and the latch mechanism back there. But also what I'm going to show you here, is I can also lubricate the hood hinges right there and up there. And when I do that, the hood's going to open up a lot better. I'm trying to get my cord untangled. I can come around and do this here. This car was from Pacific Grove, and there's actually another hinge spot back there. And it didn't even want to open the hood very easily at all. And I lubricated it a couple months ago, and boy, it just opens real easy. Right here is the hood latch mechanism, and we're just going to douse this guy with Tri-Flow, and I do mean douse. And now when this guy comes down, he closes. Well, let's see if he closes. What we need closes, and then hopefully when I come inside to pop the hood, and I open the door, and I grab my hood latch, hood. Hopefully it pops right up. Sometimes you get a hood when you pull that latch, and it won't pop right up, and this one did. So that's door, lock, and hinge lubrication. That's just a good automotive maintenance procedure to do on cars. And again, this is a nice one because you can do this at home. You get a can of Tri-Flow at Napa, etc. And that'll keep those hinges and door locks working really nice.